Yeah, I appreciate when you visited us down there in the border in McAllen, and you heard from mayors, county judges, county commissioners from Del Rio all the way down to Brownsville, covering Tony Gonzalez, myself, Philemon Vela, and Vicente Gonzalez district. And if you recall, my border folks, public officials were quite animated. I think now they're probably a little bit more animated because of what's happening on the border. And you recall, everything I say is pretty much, I repeat what they told you. And same from our men and women down there. So I would ask you to continue spending time, and I appreciate all the visits you've done, listening to our border communities, because there's a lot of concerns down there. Now, let me ask you a couple questions on, and I've looked at your plan, and again, I think this plan can work if it's implemented right. By that I mean is you keep mentioning the broken system, I guess the Trump administration did, but it was not any legislative changes. It was whatever the administration did. You can fix whatever they did, I assume, number one. But if I take you back to the Secretary Jay Johnson and Obama, they were able to treat the migrants with respect and dignity, but at the same time, when the law said you got to send them back, they sent them back. In fact, I worked with Secretary Johnson on showing images of people being returned to Honduras and the First Lady being there and taking them in. Now it's like we're afraid to show images of people going back. Y'all deport hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people, but all we see is images of people coming into the United States and no images of people going back when the law has to be enforced. And on top of that, there are over 1 million final deportation orders that have still not been executed, plus the 1.6 million people are still waiting on immigration. The reason I say that is, or you're looking at your plan, if you look at the expedited removal, if you use Title 42, it will take from 1 to 2 hours. If you use Title 8, it will take from 24 to 48 hours. What is your vision of, quote, expedited removal once Title 42 does go away?
Congressman, you'll recall, of course, that I served as a deputy secretary.
Correct.
When Jay Johnson served as a secretary, and prior to that, I was the director of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and we have worked together for many years. And I appreciate your prior law enforcement service as well as your service now. Let me say one thing, because I certainly want to make sure that if you have a misimpression with respect to the publication of removals and our communication plan around those removals, that I put that misimpression to rest, because we are indeed communicating robustly throughout the region, in the countries of origin, with respect to the removals that we have effected and the consequence regime that we have imposed upon individuals who have crossed into our country, who've been encountered at the border, who have no legal claim for relief here in the United States.